is representative of how farmers shelled and ground corn at the turn of the last century, in the early 1900s. I bought the trailer bare. I had the engine. I had the wooden sheller that I bought from a friend of mine. I found the grinder a number of years ago. That was how we started with it, was just those three pieces, and this summer I added the conveyor to take the corn from the sheller into the grinder, so it's one continuous flow. And this is not how you would have seen it on a farm. This is just for space to go on the trailer. This is how I put it together. On the farm, it would have been an engine and the sheller, and they would have done that operation. They would have shelled all their corn and put it in bags, and then they would have hooked that engine up to the grinder, and they would have ground all that corn and bagged it again. And they may not have done it the same day. Depending, like if you went to your local feed mill, they would have a similar setup, but it won't be this compact. It would be spread out and it would be powered a bit different. But this is how I was able to bring it all together with one engine on a trailer. The sheller is pre-1900. It's all wooden. The grinder is a Vesso made in Quebec. It's probably 1920s. And the engine is a Fairbanks Morse 6-horse. And it could have been built in either Canada or the U.S., probably built in the U.S., and it is probably 1920s vintage as well. The conveyor come off of a thrash machine, a wooden thrash machine built by Goodison, and it would have been turn of the century as well, probably after 1900. A history lesson on corn. Initially, to shell that ear of corn, we do it by hand, okay? You can imagine if you got 20 pigs sitting in the pig pen, they want to eat. This is a very slow way of. So then this was developed, and this is a reproduction of an original, but this was an actual corn sheller. And with this, a whole lot faster, okay? Then you just turn it around, bring it back the other way. So that's where we come from. This was developed, this is patented 1887. So that wooden sheller is what we call a two-hole sheller because there is two holes to drop 2 ears at a time. They're not very common. You're more apt to find a single. The inside of that looks exactly like this, except they're twinned. This is on the other side, and there's a set of these stationary for the corn to run against. You grind it. And I have a handle on the other end that I can change that distance apart to give me everything from cracked corn for feeding cattle to grinding corn flour. Kevin Jarvis, Dresden, Ontario.